Hey, good Monday morning, everyone. Hope you had a good Father's Day weekend. It was certainly nice at times, certainly wet at times, and pretty muggy as well. It wasn't that hot, but it was muggy over the weekend. Well, this week's going to be kind of an interesting week because we've got some good news, we've got some bad news. Overall, I think you'll like the trends as we go through time this week and into the following week because we're going to start to break out of the most consistent wet weather. Sure, we're going to have some wet weather at time, but this extremely consistent pattern we've been in over the last couple of weeks with all the wet weather is going to start to change some. And we'll talk about that throughout the course of the day today, and certainly on Weather for Weather Geeks tonight on Facebook and Twitter at ericwfmj.com. All right, well, this morning we're dry. It's a nice morning. It's warm. It's rather humid. We've got sunshine, just a few fair weather clouds. Temperatures here at about 8:30 a.m. in the upper 60s to around 70. Dew points look like this. Mid 60s generally. Let me show you the temperature contours here, and then I'll bring up the dew points from there. Yeah, mid 60s is where the dew points are today, at least at the start of the day. Look how much juicier the air mass is off to the west. Dew points up in the 70s in parts of the Midwest. Now, as far as the humidity levels today, check out the dew point forecast here this week. The dew points are going to drop a little bit today to the point where it's not going to be that bad really all day, the humidity. We've certainly had muggier days recently. I think our afternoon dew points will average 62 to 65, and while that's noticeably humid, it's not oppressive like some of the days we've had recently. Dew points are going to rise tonight, probably up into the upper 60s as the atmosphere moistens. But then look what happens tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow night and Wednesday. Nice dew point drop. So it's going to be pretty comfortable by Wednesday morning. We'll have dew points in the 50s. That'll be open up the windows kind of a situation. And then the rest of the week, the dew points will be pretty tolerable. So once we're done with tonight, we'll be done with the worst of the humidity in the foreseeable future. So that's one of those things that I mentioned that is good news for this week. All right, back to the radar situation across the country. We do have a big complex of thunderstorms up here across Minnesota and especially down into Iowa now. And the big question for our forecast over the next 24 to 36 hours is what happens with this complex of storms. So with a little guidance on that, let's switch over to our highest resolution model here. We call it the High Resolution Rapid Refresh. It's run once an hour, and it does pretty well in situations like this. Here's the simulated radar. As you can see, it's doing pretty well with the complex right now. It has it just about in the right spot. Well, by midday today, our weather locally will still be quiet, and there's our complex of storms up across parts of Wisconsin now. So we go towards dinner time this evening, and here's 4 p.m. If you have outdoor plans, if you finally, despite your grass being a swamp, if you want to try to mow, I think today's going to be a good day for that. We're going to be dry through, at the very minimum, late afternoon with a big complex of storms up in Michigan. Then as we go towards 6 o'clock, again, I think most of us are dry. This complex is probably going to start to weaken as it crosses into the central Great Lakes, and the bulk of it's going to miss us to the north, it looks like. Now, here at 7 o'clock, I can't totally rule out some sort of pop-up shower or storm, but most of the time will be dry through the daylight hours today and into this evening. Now, one part of that complex kind of falls apart over western New York. Then the next section of this, closer to the cold front, starts to fire up tonight from Michigan back through parts of Illinois. Now, this is the complex that could finally give us some rain as we go into the overnight tonight. But again, I think for the most part, we're dry through the daylight hours today. Overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, as the cold front comes in, here's the middle of the night tonight. That complex likely to weaken some as it pushes south and east. As you get up tomorrow morning on a Tuesday morning, could be a shower around. Outside chance of a thunderstorm. But by midday, a lot of this is starting to shift off to the south and east. So, I think our Tuesday chances for rain are pretty much confined to the morning. And by early in the afternoon, the front is off to the south. Could be some big storms tomorrow afternoon down here. But up where we live, I think we're doing all right. So name of the game today is a largely dry day, moderate humidity. Overall, actually a pretty nice day today. Might get a little wet late tonight, first thing tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon looks good. I think Wednesday looks good with low humidity. So we're going to get some chances to dry out this week. Thursday could be pretty unsettled, but your opportunities to mow and get outside definitely on the increase over the next few days. So stay tuned for more updates throughout the day. Be sure to check out Justice Forecast on 21 News midday, and I'll be on tonight at 6 and 11. Have a great Monday.